So, dear students, in the last class we have started the chapter thermodynamics. So, what is thermodynamics? It is the branch of science which deals with the interconversion of heat energy into other form of energy or other forms of energy into heat energy. And also we have studied some of the thermodynamic terms, namely system, surroundings and boundary. What is a system? It is the part of the universe which is under our thermodynamic consideration or study is called a system. The remaining portion of the universe other than the system is called surroundings. The system and the surroundings are separated by an imaginary or a real demarcation which is called boundary. For example, if you consider a chemical reaction which is taking place in a beaker, so the reaction which is taking place in the beaker is called the system. The space around the beaker is called the surroundings. The wall of the beaker is called the boundary. So, and also we have studied types of system: open system, closed system and isolated system. So, also we know that a system can exchange energy and matter between the surroundings. A system can exchange both energy and matter with the surroundings. If a system exchanges both energy and matter with the surroundings, it is called an open system. For example, if hot water is placed in an open vessel, it can exchange both matter, namely water vapor, as well as heat energy with the surroundings. Therefore, it is an open system. Closed system, a system which can exchange only energy but not matter with the surroundings is called a closed system. Example, hot water in a closed vessel. And isolated system, a system which cannot exchange both energy and matter with the surroundings is called a closed system. For example, hot coffee in a thermos flask. Thermos flask is insulated in all the sides so that there will be no exchange of heat energy as well as material to the surroundings. Therefore, it is an isolated system. And also we have studied what is the state of a system. A system is said to be in a given state when all of its thermodynamic properties, namely pressure, temperature, composition, volume, etc., have fixed values. For example, if water should be present in liquid state, we have to mention the laboratory temperature, laboratory pressure, composition of water, etc. So, the state of a system depends upon the variable factors, namely pressure, temperature, volume, composition, etc. So, these properties which determine the state of a system are called state functions. Also, what are state functions? The functions are variable factors or the properties which depends upon the initial and the final state of a system are called state functions. Namely, internal energy, enthalpy, entropy, etc. depends upon the state, initial and final state of the system, and does not depend upon the way in which the state is reached. So, today we will study what is a process. What is a process? Say for example, this is a beaker containing water. So, as I have told you, water is a system. Water is a system. So, at laboratory temperature and pressure, what is the state of water? Water is in the liquid state. When the temperature is decreased, below 0 degree centigrade, what happens? This water is converted into ice. Water is converted into ice. That means its state has been changed to solid state. When water is cooled below 0 degrees centigrade, liquid state of water is converted into solid state. So, when the temperature is decreased, liquid state is changed to solid state. On the other hand, if temperature is increased above 100 degrees centigrade, what happens? Water is converted into steam. So, it is the gaseous state. So, the state of a system depends upon temperature, pressure, volume, composition, etc. Those properties are called state functions. The functions or the properties which determine the state of a system are called state functions. When the values of state functions is varied, the state of the system also varies. For example, if the temperature of water is decreased below 0 degrees centigrade, water changes from liquid state to solid state. When water is heated above 100 degrees centigrade, water changes from liquid state to gaseous state. That means any system can change its state. This operation is known as process. The operation by which a system changes from one state to another state is called a process. The operation by which a system changes from one state to another state is called a process. Write down what is a process. The operation in which the system changes from one state to another state is called a process. So if a system changes from one state to another state, that operation is called a process. So there are different types of processes. There are different types of processes. Number one, isothermal process. Number two, adiabatic process. Number three, isobaric process. Number four, isochoric process. And number 5, reversible process. And number 6, irreversible process. And number 7, cyclic process. So there are different types of processes. The operation by which the system changes from one state to another state is called a process. There are different types of processes: isothermal process, adiabatic process, isobaric process, isochoric process, reversible process, irreversible process, and cyclic process. So we will study what are these processes one by one. So now write down what is an isothermal process. What is an isothermal process? So the process which takes place at constant temperature. The process which takes place at constant temperature is called an isothermal. Iso means same, thermal means temperature. The process which takes place at constant temperature is called a isothermal process. During this process, there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Say for example, this is a system. This is a system. So this system changes from one state to another state at constant temperature. Constant temperature means change in temperature. Delta T is equal to 0. Delta T is equal to change in temperature means change in temperature is 0. So there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. To maintain the temperature constant, there should be exchange of heat between system and surroundings. So what is an isothermal process? If a system undergoes a change from one state to another state at constant temperature, that process is known as isothermal process. During isothermal process, the temperature of the system remains constant. To keep the temperature of the system constant, there should be exchange of heat between system and surroundings. So during this process, if there is liberation of heat, it should go out. If there is absorption of heat, the heat should come into the system. Therefore, there should be an exchange of heat between system and surroundings to maintain temperature constant. That system is called an isothermal process. What is an isothermal process? The isothermal process, here delta T equals 0. That means change in temperature equals 0. The process which takes place at constant temperature. The process which takes place at constant temperature is called an isothermal process. Isothermal means same temperature, is called an isothermal process. Full stop. During isothermal process, there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. There is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. That is delta T equals 0 and Q not equal to 0. That means there is exchange of heat. There is exchange of heat between system and surroundings, and the change in the temperature of the system is 0. So that is isothermal process. The process which takes place at constant temperature is called an isothermal process. To maintain temperature constant in the system, there should be exchange of heat between the system and surroundings. Therefore, during isothermal process, delta T, that is change in temperature, is equal to 0, and there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. So Q is not equal to 0. Second one, what is an adiabatic process? What is an adiabatic process? All these definitions are important. What is an adiabatic process? So this adiabatic process is an opposite process as compared to isothermal process. So in isothermal process there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings, but in adiabatic process there is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. If there is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings, what happens? The temperature of the system varies. If there is liberation of heat in the process, the temperature of the system increases. If there is absorption of heat during the process, the temperature of the system decreases. So this is the reverse of isothermal process. What is an adiabatic process? The process during which there is no exchange of heat. There is no exchange of heat between system and the surroundings. Between the system and the surroundings. The process during which there is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. In isothermal process, there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. The process during which there is no exchange of heat between system and the surroundings is called an adiabatic process. Is an adiabatic process. So during adiabatic process, Q is equal to 0. No exchange of heat between, or dq is equal to 0. There is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Next line, during this process, the temperature of the system varies. Temperature of the system varies. Here the temperature of the system remains constant. There is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Here there is no exchange of heat between system and the surroundings, and the temperature of the system varies. That is, change in temperature is not equal to 0 and Q is equal to 0. That means there is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Q is equal to 0. So now we will study the differences between system and the surroundings. Differences between isothermal and adiabatic process. Differences between isothermal and adiabatic process. So make two columns. First column is isothermal process. Number 2, adiabatic process. Isothermal process and adiabatic process. So what is the first difference? Here there is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Here there is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. In isothermal process, here there is exchange. There is exchange of heat between there is exchange of heat between system and the surroundings. So in adiabatic process, here there is no exchange of heat between the system and the surroundings. So this is first difference. Second difference, here the temperature remains constant. Here in isothermal process, temperature remains constant. So here temperature varies or temperature does not remain constant. Third difference, here internal energy of the system does not change. That means delta U is equal to 0. That means internal energy depends upon the temperature. Since the temperature remains constant, internal energy also remains constant. That means there is no change in the internal energy of the system does not change. So here internal energy of the system changes because temperature changes. That is, delta U is not equal to 0. The internal energy changes. So isothermal process takes place at closed system. It takes place in a closed. The process takes place is a closed system. The process takes place is a closed system. So here the process takes place is an isolated system. The process takes place is an isolated system. The process takes place in a closed vessel. Here the process takes place in an isolated vessel. It is. So the process takes place is an isolated system. Here the process takes place is a closed system. So this is what is known as isothermal process, adiabatic process. Differences between isothermal process and adiabatic process. Now we will study what is an isobaric process, isochoric process. So what is an isobaric process? Here the change in temperature dP is equal to 0. So what is an isobaric process? The process which takes place at constant pressure is called an isobaric process. So if the pressure remains constant, the volume of the system varies. So volume of the system varies means change in volume is not equal to 0. What is an isochoric process? The process which takes place at constant volume is called an isochoric process. During this process, since the volume is kept constant, pressure varies. So, isobaric process. What is an isobaric process? The process which takes place at constant pressure is called an isobaric process. Process which takes place at constant pressure is called isobaric process. So during this process, the volume of the system varies. Volume of the system varies. For example, processes take place at an open vessel. So suppose this is an open vessel and this is the system, reaction taking place at a system. So since the system is open, here the pressure remains constant. It is an atmospheric pressure. In an open vessel, the atmospheric pressure remains constant. So if this process, the change of state of a system takes place at constant pressure, what happens? There is variation in the volume of the reaction mixture. So if there is increase in the number of molecules of gases, the volume increases, or if there is decrease in the number of molecules of the reaction mixture, volume decreases. That means if pressure remains constant, volume varies. So that is change in pressure equals 0, dV not equal to 0. That means change in volume takes place. Then what is isochoric process? What is isochoric process? So here delta V is equal to 0 and delta P not equal to 0. So if the system is conducted in a closed vessel, so what happens? Here change in volume is equal to 0. So then there is variation in the pressure inside the closed vessel depending upon the nature of the reaction. The process which takes place at constant volume is called an isochoric process. During this process, the pressure of the system varies. So, processes conducted at closed vessel is an example for isochoric processes. Write down the process which takes place at constant volume. The process which takes place at constant volume is called an isochoric process. Isochoric process is called an isochoric process. So during this process, the pressure of the system varies. Pressure of the system varies. So here volume of the system varies, here pressure of the system varies. So that is dP dV is equal to 0 and dP not equal to 0. So example, processes takes place in closed vessel. Closed vessel is an example for isochoric process. Processes takes place at open vessel is an example for isobaric process. Processes which takes place at constant volume in closed container. Closed vessel. Here dV is equal to 0. dP is not equal to 0. Therefore, it is an isochoric process. So, this is the system. Here dP change in pressure is equal to 0, dV not equal to 0, and this is the system, and this is isobaric process. Isobaric process, this is isochoric process. So these are the different types of processes. Isothermal process, temperature remains constant. There is exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Isobaric process, pressure remains constant, volume of the system changes. Isochoric process, volume of the system remains constant, pressure of the system varies. So this takes place in open vessel. Isochoric processes takes place in closed vessel. So this is about isobaric process and isochoric process. Now we will study what is a reversible and irreversible processes. Reversible and irreversible processes. Reversible and irreversible processes. So first we will know what is a reversible process. What is a reversible process? So what is a reversible process? So a reversible process is a very slow process and it can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force by a very small amount. For example, if water is flowing from this side to this side, because it is present in a little upper height and it is at a lower height. So water is flowing from this side to this side and the heights are almost same. So if the height of this end is increased slightly, water will flow from this side to this side. So here the flow of water is very slow process because the level is almost same. But if the height of is reversed, the flow of water is reversed when this height is increased a slight level. That process is known as a reversible process. A process which can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force by a very small amount. ಇವಾಗ ನೀರು ಹರಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಾಟರು ಸ್ಲೋವಾಗಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಹೈಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಫೋರ್ಸಾಗಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಕಡೆಗೆ ವಾಟರು ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ವಾಟರು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅನದರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯನೋಡಿಂದ ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ಗೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇಫ್ ಎ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, current flows from anode to cathode. So if the cell reaction is reversed, current will flow from cathode to anode. So it is an example for a reversible process. What is a reversible process? A process which can be reversed. A process which can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force by an infinitesimally slow amount is called a reversible process. Reversible processes always takes place in a very slow manner, and also they takes place in number of steps. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೊರಟೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬೇಗ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೋಗೋದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ? ನಿಂತು 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 ಸ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ? ನಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅನಿಸಿದರೆ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಎ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ infinitesimally slowly and can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force by a very small amount is called a reversible process. A reversible process takes place in number of steps. ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Coming to irreversible process. What is an irreversible process? For example, water ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲಿಂದ ಲೋಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ, ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ವಾಟರು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟರು ಟೆರೆಸ್ ಮೇಲಿರೋ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ನೀರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಬೈ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಗೆ ವಾಟರು ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲಿಂದ ಲೋಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈಯರ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರಿಂದ ಲೋಯರ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ರೀಜನ್ಗೆ ಹೀಟು ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರಿಂದ ಲೋಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ಗೆ ವಿಂಡು ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇರ್ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ವಾಟರನ್ನು ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಳ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಪಂಪನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ a reversible process, it is an irreversible process. So higher temperature region ಇಂದ lower temperature regionಗೆ ಹೀಟು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಲೋಯರ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ರೀಜನಿಂದ ಹೈಯರ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ರೀಜನ್ಗೆ ಹೀಟು ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇರ್ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಇರ್ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್, ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ, and also it takes place in a single step. So this is the differences between irreversible process and reversible process. First we will know what is a reversible process. What is a reversible process? A process, write down first point, a process which can be reversed at any time. A process which can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force, by increasing the opposite force by an infinitesimal amount, infinitesimal amount. That means very small amount. If you increase the opposite force by a very small amount, infinitesimal amount, the process can be reversed. A process which can be reversed at any time by increasing the opposite force by an infinitesimal amount is called a reversible process. Is called a reversible process. This is first point. Second point, so it takes place, reversible process takes place very slowly, very slowly. It takes place in a infinitesimally slowly, very slowly. And next point, it takes place in a number of steps. It takes place in a number of steps. Example, chemical reactions occurring in electrochemical cells, chemical cells. So, current will flow from anode to cathode. If the cell reaction is reversed slightly, the current will flow from cathode to anode. So, these are the examples for reversible reaction. A process, a reaction which can be reversed. I will give you another example. For example, hydrogen reacts with iodine forming hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen reacts with iodine forming hydrogen iodide. At the same experimental condition, if hydrogen iodide form dissociates to give hydrogen and iodine, at the same experimental condition, hydrogen iodide dissociates to give hydrogen and iodine. Therefore, it is a reversible reaction. A reaction which can be reversed at any moment by increasing the opposite force by a very small amount. So, this is the reaction takes place in one direction. So, this is the opposite direction. So, this is forward reaction, this one is backward reaction. So, how backward reaction takes place? So, if the dissociation of hydrogen iodide takes place at the same conditions, experimental conditions, and then forward reaction also takes place, such processes are called reversible processes. Reversible processes takes place very slowly, and they takes place in number of steps. They do not take place, the whole process does not take place in a single step. It takes place in number of steps. And now, what is an irreversible process? What is an irreversible process? What is an irreversible process? A process which cannot be reversed are called irreversible process. Flow of water from higher level to lower level, flow of water from hot surface, hot object to a colder object, etc. Irreversible process. Write down a process, first point, a process which cannot be reversed, by increasing the opposite force, by an infinitesimal amount, or by a very small amount, a process which cannot be reversed by increasing the opposite force by a very small amount is called an irreversible process. What is the second point? It takes place rapidly. So if you keep hot coffee in an open cup, what happens? After some time it becomes cold. So heat will immediately transfer to the surroundings. So it is an irreversible process, but heat cannot flow from surroundings to system. It takes place rapidly. And third one, it takes place in a single step. Fourth point, all spontaneous processes. What are spontaneous processes? The processes which takes place by themselves. That means flow of water from higher level to lower level takes place by itself. During rainy season, water will flow from higher level to the lower level. They will reach the river and they will reach the ocean. It is a spontaneous process. All spontaneous or natural processes are irreversible processes. All spontaneous processes or natural processes are irreversible processes. Example number 1, flow of water from higher level to lower level. Number 2, flow of heat from hot body to a cold body. Flow of wind from high pressure region to low pressure region, etc. All are spontaneous processes, natural processes, and also they are irreversible processes. So this is the meaning of reversible process and irreversible processes. Process which cannot be reversed, process which takes place very slowly, the process which takes place in a single step is a reversible process, and the opposite is irreversible process which cannot be reversed, process which takes place rapidly, process which takes place in a single step. All are irreversible process. So reversible process and irreversible process. So lastly, what is a cyclic process? What is a cyclic process? For example, suppose it is ice ice is in the solid form. When ice is heated, it is converted into liquid water. When liquid water is heated, it is converted into steam. It is converted into steam. If steam is cooled, it is converted into liquid water. When liquid water is cooled, it is again converted into ice. So ice on heating converted into liquid water. When liquid water is heated, it is converted into steam. It is called gaseous water. When steam is cooled, it is converted into liquid water. Again, if this liquid water is cooled, it is converted to ice. So, we will reach the original state of the system. After a series of changes, we have reached the original state. Such a system is known as cyclic process. The process during which the system reaches to its original state after a series of changes. The process during which the system reaches to its original state after a series of changes is called a cyclic process. Write down. A process during which the system reaches to its original state after a series of changes. Is called a cyclic process. So, if a system reaches to its original state after a series of changes, that process is called a cyclic process. Example, when ice is heated, it is converted into liquid water. When ice is heated, it is converted into liquid water, and then to steam. When ice is heated, it is converted into liquid water and then to steam. If steam is cooled, it is converted into liquid water and then to ice. It is a cyclic process. So, this is a cyclic process. So, this is about a process, change in state of a system, the operation during which the system changes from one state to another state is called a process. There are different types of processes: isothermal, temperature constant; isobaric, pressure constant; isochoric, volume constant; reversible process, irreversible process, and cyclic process. and also very important is adiabatic process, the process during which there is no exchange of heat between system and the surroundings. So it is an adiabatic process, and you know what is an isothermal process and adiabatic process differences you have to learn. So this is enough for today, and we will continue in the next class.